25.
Yep. Deuteronomy 25.
How'd you know that?
I was asking what his questions were
Okay,
for today.
cool.
I wanted to learn.
It's like, man, you good, right?
No, I was just asking him because I was curious.
Okay. All right, cool.
It has to do with. Let's see if I can find the verse here. Verse 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
About these two men fighting, and one of the men's wives gets in the way or whatever. And it says, cut off her hand. Is that literal?
Yeah, because it says, thine eyes shall not pity her.
Right. I was looking at this because it's only this is one of the very few. I wasn't. Maybe there is another example, but I didn't see another example where they're cutting somebody's hand off. This seems a lot like Islam type of. Maybe they got that from this.
No, I think Islam got it from
right
him.
for this, right?
Yeah,
I think this is probably very prevalent in the Middle East on things like this. Let me read this thing. And you know what, Ryan? It's crazy too. I've just started to read Deuteronomy again this week, as far as my Old Testament refreshment. Mm-hmm. Now there might be. Did you look up anything about cutting off a hand?
Other than just searching the Bible, I didn't look at.
That's what I'm saying. Did you type in like cut hand? You didn't see any other thing. Mm-hmm. So is this the only time?
Yeah, this is all I was seeing.
You know what? You know how you can show that this is literal? Look up the back end of that verse. Look up look up the word pity. Because he does use that a lot when he's talking about punishment. If you look up pity, let me read this. When men strive, so look up pity, because
there is something about in Samuel.
What's that?
About David commanding his young men, and they slew them and cut off their hands and their feet and hanged them up over the pool in Hebron. But that's a little different because it's like they're actually slaying them.
Right, they're killing them and then doing that.
And then doing that. It's not like a punishment.
And I have to look at the context of why they did that. Verse 11, when men strive together one with another, and the wife of one draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand, and taketh him in the secret. she grabbed him where it hurt down there. Then shalt thou cut off her hand, thine eye shall not pity her. And then he just goes on to, we don't have any other example in the law, and I trust your word on that. I didn't check it out, but I do know that there are other times, Ryan, where Moses tells Israel, "Don't pity them."
Mm-hmm. All right.
And in all of those cases, there was going to be some punishment doled out that was gruesome, and that's the point.
Not pity. Yep, there's 4 times that the word not pity.
Yeah, what you
in
did
here. There's that one, and then 2 more in Deuteronomy.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
In chapter 19.
All right. And this is a good way to see whether that was literal or not, because in all of these cases, I bet the punishment was very severe. So severe that, humanly speaking, you would be like, dang, that's messed. Because think about it. This is a woman. I can even see a man, right? The men are, but to have a woman and you put her hand there and they go, because your eye wants to say, no, I don't want to do that. The only reason they would really do it is because God said to do it. Right. And obviously his wisdom. Right. Look at Deuteronomy 19. What's the other one, Ryan?
19, there's 2 verses.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Verse 13 and verse 21.
13. Okay, verse 12. Then the elders of this city shall send and fetch him thence, and deliver him into the hand. Yeah, he killed somebody, an avenger of blood, that he may die. Thy eyes shall not pity him, but thou shalt put away the guilt of innocent blood from Israel, that it may go well with thee. Nah, that's a real death. Like, no mercy, no compassion. And that's because he lied in verse 11, right? But if a man hate his neighbor and lie in wait, right?
Right.
Rise up against him and smite him mortally that he die. If he flees into one of the cities of refuge, they say, go get him. God says, if you hated him, if you murdered him, no mercy, kill him, and then he uses that, don't pity him.
Right, he brought it on himself.
Yep. And that's, since he's using it in that context, I think that was literally cut off the hand. By the way, what was the other one? Verse,
The last verse of that chapter.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Dude, check this out. Matthew, if you bear false witness, and it was found out you bear false witness, what you intended to be the consequence, like Haman with Mordecai, you know, the gallows,
Right.
God says that's what you do. And then he tells him, verse 19, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother, so shalt thou put the evil away from among you. And those, see, it's to bring fear. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you, and thine eyes shall not pity. But life go for life. What? This verse, Ryan, look at it. He mentions the hand. Look,
Right.
life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot.
So you,
He's saying, look, you don't grab nobody and crush them down, you know.
yeah.
Don't do that.
Fear.
So that- is that-
I mean,
is that the-
physical fear?
Is that the main transgression here over getting in between the dispute of these men? It's more of what she did to get you. So it's kind of like saying, "This is my people. They're to bring a seed out from among them."
I think that's the focus there.
Right, and you
It
can't-
affects
can't
that
be doing
man's,
that.
it may potentially affect his ability to produce seed. And that's all God is caring about.
Right.
To that point, I think that's what's going on there,
Gotcha.
man. Yeah. Yeah. You ever
Just
notice,
to make
even
sure
when
that no one may do that.
battle, that's like a part of, unless you're mortal combat, like you're a fight to death. But men normally we hit each other and stuff in the face, and stuff, but it's kind of, even in boxing, that's a low blow, literally, right? They don't allow you to hit that area, because that's, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. That even with boxing, that's off limit. You can bust his head. bust him in the
Even
chin.
kind of like in a street fight. That's
In a
like
street
that's
fight,
like
too.
a punk move
That's the
yeah.
punk move,
Right.
kicking, especially with men.
Right.
You know what that feel like. And so a woman doesn't understand it, but they don't understand the importance of it, and God just said, cut the hand off.
Just to make sure that if a woman is foolish enough to do that, that a lot of women will see, hey, I'm not going to do that. I don't want my hand cut off.
Think about it. He don't say don't gouge his eyes out, or no, don't hit him, don't grab him down there. And I think it's more of what Brian was talking about. That's where the seed of man is. There's something more than just the physical doing that. God is thinking about, that's where you're destroying life there. That's what I think. You're destroying the life, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Thank you for reminding me about that. I've been reading through Deuteronomy, but I didn't get there again. I forgot that, and by the way, is that the only time that you can find
It looks like it, about cutting hands off.
for a punishment in Israel?
Right.
Whereas the other ones were slain and then
Right.
after the fact. Okay. Interesting. By the way, in the Middle East, like with Islam, I don't know that particular thing, but I know that a lot of Islamic countries, if you caught stealing,
Mm-hmm.
they cut your hands off.
Right.
So you walk around, you ain't able to grab with that hand no more, and it's a show to everybody.
But think how harsh that is compared to what God's word told the Israelites. It didn't say to cut their hands
No,
off.
he
but they
did.
stole.
He said they had to restore. There's some penalty and
It's
punishment.
actually kind of foolish because how are they? You're making it harder for them
To
to
work.
work to repay the person they stole from.
Yeah.
That's what Paul says. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor working with his hands.
Right.
They're literally cutting off the man's
Doing the opposite
ability
of that, right.
to work.
Yeah.
So they're just in disobedience to God
I
for
know.
that action of theirs.
That's a good point. Now he don't have his hands to work with.
Right.
That ain't gonna be it. Make him work to repay. And I like how God did it. If you steal something, you have to repay fourfold.
Right.
So that makes you think, dang, I'll go work for it. That's awesome.